Hi, my butterflies. It's your girl, Asada Marie, and I'm back with another word from the Lord. Okay, the Lord wanted me to come on here and talk to you guys about, specifically speak to Black women or women about our relationships with Black men, particularly, or men in general. And God wanted me to tell you guys, what's been going wrong, or from, a spiritual perspective, what's been going wrong. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to jump right in, right? Okay. So first, God wanted me to start with premarital sex. He says that this is like at the core what is turning our relationships upside down because we're not following God's basic, commandments, which is, no sex before marriage. And so God says that sex will help you build the union. It is a covering by human nature, meaning it is a form of protection for a relationship, but also premarital sex will cover you in whatever that relationship is, right? So it like submerges you in whatever that relationship is, whether it's good or bad. So we're gonna start there. We're gonna leave it there, whatever you see what God told me in that text, right? I'll try to make another post and put like just the text up there, but that was what God told me about premarital sex. And I think what he wants us to understand is that premarital sex goes against the protection that God creates for us through only having sex after marriage. So that rule is for women, to protect women, and it's because we're super vulnerable in relationships. And so God broke it down to me as our goal in relationships is to get married, and the man's goal in a relationship is to have sex. And so when we have sex before marriage, they have attained their goal, and we usually don't meet our goals. And I'm not saying like this is for every relationship, but I'm saying for the majority of relationships, this is what's occurring, right? God also said, with that being said, he wants us to raise the bar. He wants us to raise the bar for men. And he wants us to do this and not just, setting a standard for ourselves, but setting a standard for what we glorify and the kind of men that we deem acceptable in the industry, whether it be on TV, movies, music, anything that we glorify. God wants us to make sure that the kind of men that we want in our communities and in our families and as husbands and as even, associates, that we're glorifying those type of men in the media as well, and through the music that we listen to, and just in everything that we do, right? So as women, we create the bar for what men are going to be and what they choose to be. So if we're accepting music that's like promoting disrespectful men and making those men seem like they're the top pick, then that's what men are going to mirror in society. And that's just something that women have to come to terms with, that we are more powerful than we think, and anything that we say is the standard or the top thing, that is what a man is going to try to mirror, right? And it doesn't matter if that is positive or if that is negative. So the more we glorify gangster rappers, and trust me, I'm not speaking from like a outsider perspective. I was in, experienced that and experienced that kind of dynamic where guys assume that a girl with a certain aesthetic wants a certain type of man because that's what we glorify. That's the music that we listen to, or even just our actions. Like if you're promoting certain standards that would attract like a bad guy, right? That's what you're going to get. And that's what a guy is going to try to aspire to be, because he believes that that's what you see as attractive. So God wants us to hire, or raise, not higher, but raise the bar in that sense, raising the bar on what we accept in all aspects of our lives, because it's not going to change until we collectively as women say, like, we don't want this type of guy anymore, not just in a relationship but in our society as a whole. We want men with morals. We want men who respect women. We want men who honor women. We want men who are reliable and leaders, right? And that's not going to happen until we, don't accept anything other than that in all aspects of our lives. And I hope I'm making sense here, because the way God broke it down to me, it was so clear. I'm definitely going to do more series about this, about, as women, what are we accepting? What do we want in a guy? And how does this show up in our life? Not just in relationships, but in our life. Like, what are we teaching our sons? What are we showing our daughters as examples for, of men? Right? We have to take all of this into accountability, and God wants us as a community, as Black women, to take this initiative, because it truly does start with us, right? Like I said, guys are going to have to raise to the standards that we put out there. And the first thing that we can do is start with Xing out premarital sex. Start there, okay? I love you guys. Until next time.